We have 8 players playing tonight. 8 players competing for the Tribal Wars Championship. You guys can start when you're ready. Good luck. So the Tribal Wars rules, they're up on our website, 9dsmtg.com/Tribal Wars. The rundown is basically 20 cards in your deck need to share a creature type, changelings included. Changelings count for every creature type. So you can have a deck with 20 humans, and your 21st card could be a rogue, an elf, or whatever. As long as you satisfy the 20 creatures in your deck being humans, your deck is in compliance with the rules. There's a special ban list. Plague Engineer is banned. Engineered Plague is banned, and a bunch of other cards that nobody wants to see in a Tribal Wars format. And there's no sideboarding. No sideboarding in Tribal Wars. For a whole bunch of reasons that we'll get into maybe at a later time. Kate Feld is here, and Artie Art is here and says he loves the sound of rain. Actually, I don't know who Artie Art is. I didn't mean to say he. I thought that was someone else. Ponder here to start the game for Wizards. So Wizards this Wizards list is inspired very much by typical legacy Blue-Red Delver or Grixis Delver. It has Dark Confidant in the list. The payoff, so to speak, for being a Wizards deck is not really there. There's nothing in the deck that says me having Wizards means I can do XYZ. It just happens to have 20 Wizards in the deck. Phil Blackman's list, the Knights, a different story, kind of built around really cool Cold Snap card, Hakon Stromgold Scourge, which allows you to cast Knights from the grave. Other than that, I don't know if there's any other Knight synergy. If there was, I missed it. Oh, right, the Black Lance Paragon. Black Lance Paragon, when it ETBs, it has Flash. Target Knight gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. And I think that's the only Knight synergy in the deck. If there's more, I missed it. Island Delver Go is here. Island Delver Go is betting on Phil being on Wizards, but is wrong. Watching on your TV that won't let you sign in. Do you mean to your Twitch account? We've got Volcanic Island Ponder action, and Greg is online, is invested. I love it. Welcome, everybody who just tuned in. A Knight of the Ebon Legion is on the board. Not a card you usually see in Legacy, but this is Tribal Wars. This is Tribal Wars. Will the value engine of Hakon with Buried Alive, Careful Study, all the Entomb stuff going on, and Wonder, will all of this stuff be able to outlast what is mostly a typical Grixis Delver list without Force of Will or Daze? Replaced with removal spells, basically. Because you know coming in to play this format that your opponents are going to have 20 creatures in their deck, at least. So it makes sense to play as much removal as possible. Mike MTG is here and says hello. Hello, Mike. So I think that's the lifelinker. Love Dave's playmats. Yeah. Pyroblast original art, basically. Signed by someone. No land drop for Kaplan there. Let's tune into the player so we could better understand what's going on.
I'll hit you for 4.
13.
Play a Midnight Reaper.
Yep.
Move to end step and trigger the Knight.
Okay.
I'll pass.
I dig it.
End step. Discard Arcanist. Go ahead.
All right. Kaplan going to discard. Not very good.
9. I'm sorry, 13, right?
Yep.
13.
Kaplan at 13 here. That's Midnight Reaper on the board, by the way. Midnight Reaper 3-drop from Guilds of Ravnica. Whenever a creature dies, you draw a card and lose a life.
Let's hit
Non-token
you
creature you
for
control.
the full amount. I'll pump this guy. Push you to 2.
Okay.
Move to end step. Trigger this guy.
Yep.
Good.
Not looking good for game 1 here.
16
for
cards, 1 land.
Kaplan.
Yep.
All right. Game 1 goes to Phil. Just got people pinging me who are also playing in the tournament right now. People are sorting out other matches. So we're going to cut to, there's other people playing right now. There are other matches going on right now. If you look at Twitter, 90SMTG on Twitter, you'll see all the different tribes that are playing tonight. We have Wizards and Knights, which you're seeing right now. We have Constructs playing against Eldrazi. We have Elves playing against Humans right now. And we have Elves, another Elves player, playing against Pirates right now. So let me know when this match ends which decks you want to see on stream. Do we have any Elves and Eldrazi fans here tonight, though? Because Elves and Eldrazi were the finalists in our first Tribal Wars tournament, which is roughly 2 months ago. All those videos are up on YouTube for a while now. The outcome of today's stream, of today's tournament, may be Elves or Eldrazi taking it down, but I'm pulling for some of the other tribes. The Humans deck that we are seeing tonight is pretty sweet. It has a lot of Rebels in it. The Pirates deck is the kind of meme Pirates list that popped up in Legacy a couple of years ago, refined a bit for this format. Constructs, it's got everything. Arcbound Ravager, Steel Overseer, Mem Knights in the deck. It's basically Affinity with Chalice. It's a beast of a deck. It's going to be tough to beat. The Elves decks are pretty typical. What else can I tell you, folks? That's about it. I think these 2 decks that we're seeing right now are the favorites because they were voted overwhelmingly in our Twitter poll that went on earlier today. Ravager is a construct, as far as I know. I don't have the card in front of me right now, but I think it's a construct. Bob Huang signed Rishadan Cutpurse is nice. Yeah, the Pirates. Oh, it's a beast. It's a beast. Okay, sorry about that. So it's not one of the constructs. Fair enough, but there are constructs. Yeah, the Pirates list playing tonight is very much inspired by that Pirates deck that you're thinking of with Rishadan Cutpurse. Does this deck have Rishadan Cutpurse itself? I will check now, even though nobody at home can actually see. It does. It has 4 Rishadan Cutpurses in it. 3 Rishadan Footpads. This deck is it has Tangle Wires. This deck is just wacky. It has Siren's Ruse. Wizards and Knights, says Coach Cases. What tribes would you rather see? What tribes would you rather see? Let me know in chat because we're going to switch at some point. We're going to switch at some point. Let's turn this to the players. Soulscar Mage and Bob are on the field. And Entomb puts Hack on in the grave for Bleckman. Good start. Sorry, life totals are not correct.
I'm going
Obviously.
to play another Underground Sea, and I'm going to nameless inversion your Confidant.
Okay.
I'll pass turn.
Nameless Inversion, great in this format. Counts as a creature of any type and destroys almost any creature. And relevant that it makes creatures lose their creature types.
Attack for 1.
Yep.
Set.
Oh, I misunderstood you, Coach. Lost in translation, I guess. Kaplan thinking here. I just got pinged that the Pirates Elves match is already in game 2. Well, we're already on game 2, so things seem to be moving along very quickly here. Ooh, I forgot the round timer. So many things to keep track of. I'll start it now.
Say an Arcanist and a Lavamancer, and I'll pass.
Actually, no. I'm going to deduct, let's see, 10 minutes from the clock.
You have no instants or sorceries in your graveyard, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, you've been brewing with both Knights and Wizards. Nice.
I'm going to start with a Careful Study.
Yep.
So Careful Study. So with Hack-On in the yard, Hack-On's in the yard right now for Phil, he can cast Knights from the graveyard. So Careful Study discarding cards is basically like
Midnight
drawing more
Reaper and a
cards.
Bloodstained Mire.
Okay.
Next, I'll Brainstorm.
That was
Sure.
a Midnight Reaper in the yard. Yeah, in American English sounds like hey, but with no H in Canadian English. Wizards and Knights, eh? That's what you meant to say, but I read it as Wizards and Knights.
I'll correct
Fair
this
enough.
Marshflats.
Okay.
Yeah, good question, Dry Cereal. So for this tournament, quests are not a valid type, just like equipment or auras are not valid types. What would be another example of a not valid type? I don't know. Arcane. Arcane is not a tribe. It has to be a creature type. And sorry, I was just talking over the players. For Tribal Wars tonight, decks need to share 20 cards that share a creature type. Oh, you know what it is? I didn't read your entire thing. A tribe named Quest. It's a tribe called Quest. That's why I think the joke didn't land. Recurring nameless inversion seems like big game. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you blew it because you said the name wrong. It's fine though. I get what you're saying now. That was actually really clever, but it just didn't land, and I'm sorry. It's probably my fault because I didn't read your entire thing. I just quickly glanced at someone talking about a tribal deck with quests from Zendikar. Good. Tribe Called Quest. I like them. Do we have any Tribe Called Quest fans here tonight? Besides Dry Cereal.
Lavamance tonight,
And if so,
Yeah.
what's your favorite Tribe Called Quest song?
and I'll attack with these two. I'll trigger the Arcanist, preordain. Bottom. Hit you for 4.
Yep, I'm at 13.
Fetch.
Whoops. Just trying to communicate with all the players playing tonight real quickly.
And I'll play another Arcanist and I'll pass.
Cards in hand.
2.
All right. Just want to make sure everybody knows how to report their match results so we don't cut to a match that's no longer in progress here
I'm
on the
playing
stream.
Urborg. I'll recast the Haken.
Sure.
Recast the Knight.
Yep.
I'll pass.
What's up, Tabitsky? Tabitsky is slamming the United States of America in the chat. Island Delver Go, and I'm all for it. Island Delver Go says, do you know the importance of a sky pager? What? I know you're kidding, Dobitsky. Catherine's here. Catherine's here and says, looking forward to Tribal Wars. Does anybody have a favorite tribe that they're hoping to see tonight on stream? Does anybody have a favorite tribe? Preferably one of the ones that are participating. And you can see which ones are on the tournament tonight on Twitter. Stumbling my words. Oh, the classic tribe track. I can't keep up with chat tonight. Everybody's like one step ahead of me. Sorry, Catherine. No more folk. Advisor. Would Advisor be that milling creature from Guilds of Ravnica or whatever? Where you can have infinite copies? Zombies and pre-modern. Yeah, I was hoping to see a zombies deck tonight. I was also hoping to see slivers, but we couldn't get it to come together. All right, let's tune into the players. Looks like things are going well for Kaplan right now. Phil's at 7.
I'll play an Underground Sea. Recast the Haken.
You got it.
I will cast a Nameless Inversion and take out the Lavamancer.
Nice. Haken can only be cast from the
Interesting.
grave, right?
Okay.
Did he cast it from hand there?
I'll
Let me
pass.
see.
Confidant.
Hey, just want to check. The Haken was cast from the grave, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. Thanks.
I can't cast them from anywhere else.
Right. I just wanted to check that. Thanks.
All right. Confidant revealing a bolt.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay.
All right. 1-1 here. It would help if I updated the score. Sorry, everybody. I'm falling behind. Tree Folk would be a sweet deck. If you have a Tree Folk list, please share it in the chat. Go make one and share it, because we'll play it next time. Dave's list seems super practical, yeah. Chain over Wizard's Lightning seems... Yeah, we'll have to ask Kaplan. Well, okay. I started building a Wizards list, and the reason for playing Chain over Wizard's Lightning is Dreadheart Arcanist. That's the reason. Wizard's Lightning is not activated by it. Wizard's Lightning plus Snapcaster Mage, great. Wizard's Lightning can be cast from the graveyard with flashback for 1 red mana. The Arcanist is kind of a nombo. So that's the reason why Chain Lightning. One tribe that did well on our previous Tribal War stream that we're not seeing tonight at all, Goblins. I was hoping to see Goblins again tonight, but it's probably for the best that Goblins is not back. You can get some other tribes in the mix. Wizard Shift. Is that a card? We have our first result reported here. Elves beat humans on the other side of this tournament. Elves beat humans. So Elves is 1-0. One of the Elves decks is 1-0. We currently have going on right now Eldrazi versus Constructs and Pirates versus Elves. Let me know in the chat if you'd rather see either of those if this match ends. No snakes.
I'll take the Lotus then.
All right.
Good luck.
Oh, the Thassa's
Yeah.
Oracle paradigm shifting. Yeah. No rogues tonight. We did have a rogues.
Will keep this.
We did have a rogues
I'll
deck
keep.
submitted, but the player couldn't play tonight. I'll try to share that rogues list on Twitter at some point. Nobody likes Eldrazi. Nobody likes Eldrazi in chat. Hack-On is a rogue deck. Yeah, I agree. Wow, Foulmire Knight to start the game for Phil Bleckman. This is kind of sweet. Catherine crying over Eldrazi. Crying for the Eldrazi. Uh-oh, it looks like Elves won. Oh, no. Not reported yet. Not reported yet. Elves is playing against Pirates right now. I'm hoping to catch that match when this is done. Or Constructs versus Eldrazi. I will keep everybody posted on those matches. Many sad faces turning up in our private backend chat here as people just realize that Elves is really powerful. Okay. Yes, you could play dogs or cats. Your deck has to have 20 cards that share a creature type. So, in other words, if you have, what's that card? Rin Seri Inseparable. That could count as a dog or a cat, obviously. But 16 other cards in your deck have to share a creature type together. So they all have to be dogs. Monka TG is here and says dogs and cats are the best. Should we make a special rule that dogs and cats can be played together? Yes. Your deck can be mainly cats. Yes, exactly. Cathrine has it figured out. Monka TG suggesting you must have Pack Leader and Bolt Hound. Everybody, Monka is here. Make sure you say hello to Monka in the chat, please, before Monka gets angry. Make sure you say hello to Monka. Very important. Very, very important.
I'll crack this guy. I'll name us inversion end of turn.
Okay.
Okay, good. People are saying hello to Monka. Very, very important that this happens. Otherwise, I get hate messages and
Play an island. I'm going to cast Buried Alive.
sent anthrax.
Sure.
All right, Buried Alive.
I'll dump a Hat Cone.
People are saying where they live in chat. Very nice.
Dump a Blacklands Paragon. And a Wonder.
What was the second one?
Blacklands Paragon, the
Okay.
3/1 flash
Guy. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll hit you for 1.
17.
All right, Kaplan's at 17.
I'm done with that.
I'll go preordain.
Yep.
All right, players sorting out some stuff on the back end here. I'm sorry if I go quiet for a few minutes, a few moments.
All bottom both.
Just trying to manage a tournament and also manage the stream. We're in game 3 of round 1.
Let's Steinmeier. Fetch. 16.
Looks like Phil is at 18. I missed that.
Get a Underground Sea and play Confidant.
Okay.
Chat is telling everyone where the city bike stops are. Very nice. Does anyone use city bike to any safe success?
You're sure.
I've been scared to try it. I know this is like a New York City only thing, and I apologize if nobody knows what I'm talking about. But basically, they're bikes that you can rent all over the city. Brought to you by Citibank. All right. What does Phil have here? He can cast Knights from the Grave if Hack-On comes into play. I guess he's debating casting Hack-On here.
Play a Swamp.
Trubisky, if you're talking about bike rentals, yeah, I know. I don't think I could bike that far, but good to know. You're not going to bike to Europe from New York City?
5.
5 cards.
Knight of the Ebon Legion comes down.
I'll pass.
Trigger.
Yep.
Bulk.
Okay.
Draw.
Yep.
A Volk off the top for Kaplan from the Confidant. Sorry if Kaplan's board is not easy to see, but basically the only relevant thing is that Confidant in play anyway. Nothing in the graveyard matters right now.
All right.
Tapping a Volk.
Preordain.
Preordain.
Yep.
Okay. So there's no real interaction from this Knight's deck,
Bottom.
right?
Draw.
Other than Nameless Inversion? Yeah, there's no other way to deal with any threats. Like a Chalice or a Ensnaring Bridge or all that stuff. Just this deck cannot
Delver.
solve it.
Yep.
Bulk.
Yep.
Lavamancer.
Yep.
Hey, Cathrine, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. 2-month sub, very nice. And jamming emotes. Everybody jam emotes to celebrate the sub. Cathrine will be joining us on stream after round 1. In case anybody was wondering. I will now jam emotes. My favorite emote is the Homelands booster pack colors.
And I'll pass.
I'm going to float a black mana. Play Lake of the Dead.
Lake of the Dead.
Yep.
Ouch.
Using the black floating, I will cast Hack On.
Hack on.
I will then Nameless Inversion the Lavamancer.
All right.
Okay.
A little bit of lag on Phil's board there, but I think it updated now.
Pass.
The end of your turn, I'll brainstorm.
Sure.
Keep the luck.
Upkeep. I'll go
No other
Confident
results
on
in.
bottom, Delver on top, Delver
Yep.
reveals. Chain Lightning.
Okay.
And then Confidant, I lose 1.
Yep.
And then I draw.
Mm-hmm.
Delver's flipped. All right. Eldrazi beat Constructs. Eldrazi beat Constructs.
I will chain 3/3.
Yep. I'll lose 2. Down to 16.
Landon on Eldrazi beat Greg
I
Berlin.
will Fork Bolt 1 to the Death Touch and 1 to you. And I'll swing with both.
I'll trade with the Confidant.
Okay, you take 3, you go to 12.
Yep.
All right. Looks like Wizards is coming back here with an insect.
And I'll play a Confidant,
Okay.
and I'll pass.
Another Confidant comes down. Okay.
I'm going to float black. Make 4 black.
Yep.
Play Hawk. I have 2 floating.
Yep.
I'll use the 2 floating to Nameless Inversion the Confidant.
Nameless Inversion.
Okay.
And then I'll Nameless Inversion the Delver.
Okay.
I'll pass.
So you can cast
I'll chain your 3/2.
night cards from your graveyard. It's
Go to
just
10.
this is just brutal.
I'm at what, 8? I lost my life total.
I hit you twice with the Foulmire, right? Or no, I hit you 3 times. Because I hit you on turn 2, turn 3. No, just twice.
16. I had 2 fetches.
I had Kaplan at 14, but is that
Okay.
incorrect?
Yeah, 2 Elf Confidant, 2 attacks, and 2 fetches. That sounds right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I'll pass.
Cards in hand?
3.
Yeah, this hack on plus nameless inversion combo is pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'll play an Underground. I'm going to play a Jasu Ves.
Okay. Proxies.
Okay.
Josu
Go.
Ves in play. Josu Ves. 4-drop from Dominaria. Has a kicker that makes night tokens.
Ponder.
Legend.
Yep.
Has menace. Are you following 90s MTG on Twitter, Dry Cereal? That's the question I want the answer to. And follow Cathrine on Twitter, and follow everybody else. Follow Force of Phil. Follow the whole crew.
I will shuffle.
Okay.
All right, shuffling for some reason. Oh, ponder shuffle here. I promise 90s MTG tweets will never make you angry.
And I'll pass.
90s MTG tweets will never make you angry. I can promise that. So what's the power on Josu Ves? I think it's a 5/3. Oh,
Play
4/5.
a Wasteland.
Should make quick work.
Cast Haken.
Yep.
I'll go to attacks.
Okay.
Attack it for 4.
How many cards in your hand?
I have 2 cards.
All right, Pirates has dropped from the tournament. Pirates has dropped from the tournament, folks.
I'm just trying to figure out what you got in your graveyard. I know you have a Wonder. You have the 3/1 Flash guy, right?
Yep, and then I have a Foulmire Knight, which is the Death Touch dude, and a Knight of the Even Legion. And then Buried Alive and Nameless Inversion. The rest are lands.
All right, all other matches are reported at this point. Elves beat humans. Eldrazi beat constructs. And
Okay.
Elves beat pirates.
I'll
both
take
Elves decks
4. I
won.
go to 10.
Okay, I'll pass after that.
Ponder.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm picky about who I follow too. Trust me, I know. Too many bad
Okay.
tweets out there.
Draw.
Lots of bad tweets. Here's a tip, by the way. If you use Twitter and you don't want to follow people that you might not enjoy following, make lists or follow lists that already exist. Lists is like a whole section of Twitter. Also, topics on Twitter. Like you could follow the Magic the Gathering topic on Twitter and just see the top Magic the Gathering related tweets on a daily basis, hourly basis, however often they update it. That's a good way to get some good information from Twitter without having to follow people that you might not want to read everything they have to say. Just a tip. Lists and topics. Yes, check it out. Follow lists and follow topics on Twitter. All right. Let's tune into the players.
All right, I'll move the combat.
Okay.
Take your 7.
I go to 3.
Kaplan at 3 and can't get a creature on the board.
Cast Careful Study.
Locked out.
Yep.
As long as Hakon can keep coming back, Kaplan's locked out here. Not enough graveyard interaction or exile effects for Kaplan.
I'm going to dump a Brainstorm and a Knight of the Even Legion.
Okay.
I'll play an Urborg. And I'll pass.
Okay. The end turn I'll fetch.
All right, Kaplan's at 2. It looks like this is over. There are no green wizards. No green wizards. Is this a new mat? Is this a new mat that everyone's getting, Phil? Phil Nguyen in chat?
My turn.
Yep.
The Mothmancer.
Yep.
Yeah, he could have cast Nameless on the 4/5 for the win. That's true. That's
I'll
true.
pass.
Maybe
I'll
leaving
flash
it
in
open
Black
to
Knights on this
bolt,
turn.
though.
Okay.
Good on tap.
Yep.
Move to combat.
Yep.
Swing in there.
Bolt, block.
My guys have flying.
Oh, all right. You got it.
Games, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
Shouldn't have thrown that Confidant. I wasn't thinking you could double Nameless Inversion that next turn.
So the Nameless Inversion plus Hack-On combo looked really cool. It looked like after a while, Dave would not be able to keep a creature on the board, right?
I mean, that's the whole. That's like the goal of the deck, right? Like the whole draw to Knights is really like Hack-On plus Nameless Inversion.
Right. Exactly.
And then you get like weird shenanigans where you could get into positions where with that Nameless Inversion, you can also like turn a bunch of your guys into Baneslayers. Like if I ever got low enough, I was considering it that last time, but I was at 7. So I was like, you would need to go bolt. But you can go like Hack-On, clear your Black Lance, and then recast it and give something lifelink in combat because the Black Lance has flash.
Right.
Or you can Black Lance, and then if you're like way late game, you can Black Lance, kill the Black Lance, and flash it again to give 2 different threats lifelink. So there's like a bunch of tricky shit that you can do to be also like offensive with your Nameless Inversions too. The deck has a good end game in that you can constantly sink your mana because of Hacken, and then Black Lance will give you enough lifelink so that even if he's killed a bunch of times and you lose 2 life, you can make up the difference.
Right. All right. We're going to take a quick break here. Round 1, we saw, let's see, Eldrazi, Elves again, and Knights win their matches. Pirates dropped, but we're going to see Constructs, Humans, and Wizards in further action, possibly. What's up, everybody? We are back, and I'm joined by Cathrine. Cathrine is here. What's up, Cathrine?
Hi, glad to be here.
So I know you caught some of round 1. You saw some tribal action. What was your first of all, what's your favorite tribe overall?
Well,
If you had to choose one.
Yeah.
Merfolk? Okay.
Even
Okay.
though it's not very strong, but we all
I
have our
think it's strong.
weaknesses.
I think if we had Merfolk on tonight, it would be able to hang.
Yeah, well, True Name Nemesis helps for sure.
True name. And now all the shenanigans with Thassa's Oracle. I'm sure it creates a whole
hmm
other set of win conditions.
You might think that, but that has not been my experience because Merfolk is a tribe. Like the creatures in
Hmm.
general are like these tempo-y, control-y creatures, and then
Yeah.
Thassa's Oracle is just like this combo win, and like tempo combo isn't really a thing.
Yeah. All right. You're right. You're right. But yeah.
As a Merfolk lover, it was so disappointing to see that card spoiled. I was like, yay, a Merfolk! Oh my God, it doesn't fit into the tribe decks at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So we're in round two. We saw Knights win round one on camera versus Wizards. We
Yes.
saw your partner Landon beat somebody, I guess.
Constructs.
Constructs? Okay, he beat Constructs with Eldrazi. So
Mm-hmm.
Eldrazi's 1 and 0. And we
Mm-hmm.
also saw Humans. No, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yeah. Humans. I don't know. Humans lost to something. There's so many things going on right now. I can't
Maybe
think of what it
elves?
was, but
I have no
yeah,
idea.
Humans lost to Elves. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're more on
Well,
the ball than I am. So now Humans is playing Constructs, Elves is
okay.
playing Eldrazi, and
Got it.
Knights is playing Elves. And we're watching Knights versus Elves, thanks to chat.
Elves versus Eldrazi is a rough matchup on the Eldrazi side, but I am pumped to see this Knights list.
One would think, but our last Tribal Wars tournament, Eldrazi beat Elves in the finals. So who
Okay.
knows? Who knows?
That's exciting.
All right, I'm gonna let everybody know they can start because there's 6 people waiting.
Yeah.
You guys can start when you're ready. Good luck, and I will let the chat know they can start. And I
So
misspelled the
looking
word
over
start, but that's
here.
okay.
Oh yeah. We got some lands to start off from both players here. I've never seen Wonder before as a creature. I love the art. It's Rebecca Guay, no surprise.
It is a really cool card.
But that is awesome.
So Wonder, if anybody is curious about the history of the card Wonder, it was a
Hmm.
staple in Standard during Odyssey, when Odyssey was legal in Standard. There were a lot
Okay.
of blue-green decks that discarded Wonder into their graveyard and made a bunch of giant green creatures
Uh,
flying, and it
that's
was a lot of fun.
awesome. That is awesome.
So Wonder is kind of an old favorite.
Well, you look at it and you're like a 2/2 for 4. What old, you know, doesn't even pass the vanilla test is this?
Yeah,
But
yeah. Nettle Sentinel to start for Jesse. I think
mm,
that's decent.
yeah, yeah, I think so. think I mean, I imagine I'm not a particularly adept elves player. I lose to it a lot, but they need to curve out. I think they need to use their mana almost every turn, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, the Elves deck compared to the other decks that are playing tonight
Mm-hmm.
is very combo-y
Right.
and not an aggro deck or a tempo deck like a lot of the other ones are.
Sure.
Um, so Elves, and especially because there were 2 Elves decks registered out of the 8 players, Elves is kind of the villain tonight, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what pushed the Nettle Sentinel into the graveyard? That is a promo
That was the nameless inversion.
nameless inversion. I did not know that card had a promo either.
I didn't either, but apparently it does. And we saw in round 1 the combo of nameless inversion with hack on was brutal.
Yeah.
Being able to cast a removal spell out of the graveyard multiple times a turn is really good in Tribal Wars. We learned.
Yeah.
So Wirewood Symbiote comes down.
Yep, able to float a mana off of the Nettle Sentinel, it looked like, via the Heritage Druid.
Yep.
And what is Reaper? Midnight Reaper? Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the standard card. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, draw a card, lose a life. It's a 3/2 for
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Pretty good. It's a good night.
Phyrexian Arena? No. Yeah, Phyrexian Arena on a stick, kind of.
Yep.
No.
Phyrexian Arena that can attack. Kind of.
Am I thinking of the wrong card?
No, you are. You are thinking of the right
Yeah.
card. Okay, natural order on the stack.
Okay. An old
might be game over.
natural order. Natural order getting...
What is in his deck? I think he has Progenitus.
He does have a
Progenitus.
fun of Progenitus. There it is.
Ouch. That's just rough.
Protection from everything. Ridiculous.
So, you can't nameless inversion that. I think Phil has no way of possibly dealing with it.
Does he have any edict effects?
Don't think so.
He has black, so it does seem like a maybe, but it doesn't look like it. I
No.
don't know. Phil, is this just a scoop? No, he's gonna keep going, you guys. Alright. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how you win this. I don't
Maybe
know.
he's having to think about it. Having to think.
I mean, even a block here is bad if you could block, which you can't.
Protection from everything. Here we come in for 10. Down to 9.
Yep.
Yep. Is there some sort of lock in Phil's deck?
Not that I'm aware of. Let's see. What are these? Okay, one adventure creature draws a card, loses life. The other one destroys creatures or planeswalkers. Yeah, those don't do anything. Yeah, I think this is game over.
He does have a death touch option from the Blacklands Paragon. Oh, there it is. So when it enters the battlefield, target knight gains death touch and lifelink until end of turn. So only if he had... So maybe he's gonna flash that in and block? I don't know exactly where we are in the turn cycle.
Yeah, there was a little bit of lag on Phil's side on my end, so you saw that
Mhm.
just a moment before I did, but still can't block a Progenitus. Just can't.
Oh yeah, protection from everything.
So I don't really know what
Yeah.
happens here. He could get above 10 life and give himself another turn, but there's a lot of elves on the board. His creatures have flying, so the elves can't block them. Is
Sure.
the thing worth pointing out.
And then one of them has the Midnight Reaper. Looks like it has lifelink. Or I imagine it has lifelink.
Okay, so he's giving it lifelink with another.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So he's back
So he
up
goes
to
above-
12.
Yeah.
However, there are a lot of other creatures in addition to Progenitus, unfortunately, on the field.
Yeah. It's looking bad.
On Jesse's side. Yeah.
A lot of glare on Jesse's side. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's a tough thing getting that lighting right for paper magic on the internet.
It does. It wouldn't be as bad if there weren't sleeves. I might ask all these
Of
legacy
course.
players to not play with sleeves anymore. It's just a big inconvenience for me.
Yeah, right. Okay, looks like we've got a scoop.
All right, scoop for game one. I'm going
He does have
to
a sweet playmat, Phil. It's true.
I'm going to refresh Phil Blackman's board because we're not able to see it in real time at the moment. A little bit of lag. What is chat saying? Chat is talking about playmats and blue-green madness decks. Very nice. Let's see what... Oh, there are no sideboards. I was going to look at sideboards. I had a note written here, sideboards, but there are none.
Yeah.
So never mind
I
that.
was trying to think, what does Knights need to beat the Elf Ball? It needs Death Touch and targeted removal, probably?
Yeah, I mean, this deck just insta dies to natural order, it looks like. I don't see how you deal with that. But if the game... I don't want to say if the game goes long, because these games will probably not be that long, but if Phil can survive a few turns without a natural order happening and remove all the elves from the board, then he has a shot.
So his key removal is obviously Nameless Inversion, which is a 4 of. Oh, it's... I was thinking it was a different reanimate spell where you swap.
Is there a fatal push in this deck? I don't have it in front of me.
I
at the
do
moment.
not see it. Mm-mm.
Okay,
I only
no
see
fatal push.
Entomb in the 1 mana slot, as well as Careful Study and Brainstorm.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Okay,
we've
so
got,
yeah.
we've got Foulmire Knight, who's just a 1/1 Death Touch, which is great.
I like that. Yep.
We all know the Knight of the Ebon Legion is just a value card. You can do
Cool
a
card.
lot.
I like that
Mhm.
card.
I definitely feel like I underestimate this card because it does get played every once in a while, a lot in draft, and like I played it against the Modern Cube, which I drafted recently, and I feel like I undervalue it
hmm
in terms of a threat, and then I always regret it.
It's a good card. It's powerful.
I mean, I guess, we got the Hack-On, and Nameless Inversion as the key parts we're looking for.
Yep. Let's see if the other matches are still going on. Yes, they are. Cool.
Mhm.
Are you getting real time updates from Landon, or is he?
I can just hear him downstairs.
Okay.
I can hear one half of a match downstairs.
Cool. I hope things sound like they're going well.
They do.
Let's switch over to that match. How's that sound?
Yeah, I think they're doing their audio through Discord also.
That's fine. We don't need their audio.
Mhm.
We're gonna switch over to Elves versus Eldrazi now.
Yeah,
Looks like they're
tight
between
match.
games, or just starting a game. So I guess the Cavern on the Souls on the board is Landon.
Yeah, I actually tried to talk him out of the Cavern of Souls.
Really? I mean, it seems pretty good.
I was just saying, so specifically in Eldrazi, sometimes Cavern of Souls is just straight up worse than a waste because it does not tap for Wingding or the waste symbol. And if you have, for example, Cavern of Souls and Eye of Ugin, you can't play Mattery Shaper, or you can't play, Mattery Shaper at all.
Right.
And I can't tell you how often that happens to me.
Okay. So I'm just sorting out who's doing what here. Okay, so Gordon's on the right side of your screen. I'll update the names in a moment, everybody.
Mhm.
And Landon is on the left. Eldrazi versus Elves. So you were saying, Cathrine was saying,
Mhm.
that this looked like a bad matchup for Eldrazi.
Yeah, but I always lose to Elves. It's probably me being bad against Elves.
Okay.
But it looks like Landon's leading off with an Eldrazi Mimic off of a Wasteland and a Cavern of Souls. And Elves is chugging away with the Visionary and what's that under there? Heritage Druid?
Right. Yeah. I wonder who
So
won
now
game one. Do we have any idea?
No, but I can find out.
That's okay.
Second.
It's not a big deal.
Um,
Oh, Gothmog says game 2. And Eldrazi up 1 game. Okay. So Eldrazi's up a game.
Cool.
Thank you,
Well
Gothmog.
done.
Gothmog playing and watching the stream at the same time. What a gem.
So we got 3 mana off the Heritage Druid, it looks like, maybe? Or they're swinging in. Followed up by, Natural Order. All right.
Apologies if everybody at home was hearing some extra audio there. I think I corrected it now. I might have screwed up. All good, though. All good now.
Okay. Yeah, green floating.
People are
Ban
calling it
Natural
ban
Order.
Natural Order.
I can't tell you how often I get blown out by Natural Order. I should know that card exists. So,
I mean, this is
this
a
looks
turn
like a
2.
turn 3 Natural Order.
Oh, turn 3. Yeah,
Oh, is
turn
it
3.
turn 3?
Yeah, you're right.
Turn 3
No, you're
Natural Order. So, Craterhoof Behemoth. No, we're just going to get a Wirewood Symbiote. Okay. The non-elf in the elf deck.
I love how you said
Thanks,
that with such
Kate.
skepticism, and then you took a sip of your tea. Like,
My tea is so good right now. I can't even tell you. It's bringing me such joy. But I got into a bit of a debate with Landon about the elves, non-elves in an elf deck, and I was super wrong about Wirewood Symbiote. That's all.
What do
It's
you
an
mean?
insect. I
Oh,
really thought it was an elf.
oh,
I was very wrong.
nope, it is not an elf. So the Eldrazi deck
Right.
is pretty. I'll update Cardboard Live now for everybody watching.
Sure
The
thing.
Eldrazi deck is pretty stock as far as legacy
Mhm.
Eldrazi decks go, right?
Yeah, we took out the Bandu Mazawa's Jit and put in the Ratchet Bombs, and then we cut a Simian Spirit Guide to put in a main board All is Dust.
Mainboard all is okay, that makes sense. I like that. And
Yeah.
Jitte, you originally had Jitte in your list, but Jitte's banned.
It-
How big of a card
yeah,
is
my
Jitte in
bad.
Eldrazi? No, that's fine.
I have run 0 at certain points in the deck when it is leaning on, as you just see Landon play, a Dismember. A lot of Dismember and immediate removal that I need to get out ahead of.
Hmm.
So it's a great card, especially in Delver, if I can get, Jit down. But sometimes you just need to kill things.
Gotcha.
And it looks like Landon's probably going for the Heritage Druid with the Dismember.
Wait, what happened to the natural order? Did
No.
he get anything?
He got a Wirewood Symbiote.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Mentally, I
Mhm.
was like, "Here comes something big," and then it was just a Wirewood symbiote, and I just missed it.
I know. Yeah. Like, that can't be. All right, is that Glimpse of...
Oh, a second glimpse? Dang.
Yeah. Glimpse of Nature. There we go.
Glimpse of nature. Yep. And there's 2 of them now, so each elf is gonna draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
Big yikes.
Oh, boy.
Well, we know Eldrazi's up a game,
But,
so
yeah, and Landon's poised to hit just another land, and then you've got Reality Smasher online.
yeah, that's true.
And it is definitely tempting to block here with the Matter Reshaper to try to flip a land off the top. Hi, Side Norna, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Floating a mana.
All right. Korean Ranger. This game does not appear to be going well for Landon right now.
No.
Well, being on the play
the
might be really
elves...
important. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Sure, for sure. Well, when Elves has just like a pile of creatures, it's not
Yeah,
good for anyone.
that's true.
Multiples. To his credit, he's Elves, who I'm totally forgetting which Elves player we are watching right now. Is this Gordon?
Yeah, this is Gordon.
Is playing really fast, very adept, which I always appreciate.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than people playing as people that haven't played the deck before or something. Just like,
All right, here we go. Maybe Green Sun Zenith for 1,000,000 here? Oh, just for a Nettle Sentinel. Yeah, so Kate saying they see why he got the symbiote.
yeah, no, it makes sense now. Landon, Landon surrendering, oof.
Yeah, because it was there was no, Creative was not a path to victory here. Is he
Yeah,
gonna deck himself? Oh my gosh, after all of this, if Gordon decks himself. Now, Landon is also quite a few mana away from All is Dust. That is if he gets to untap.
another glimpse. At what point do you just scoop if you're Landon?
Wow.
What are you looking for here? To see the big creature? I mean, it's open deck list, so.
Has Gordon swung yet?
Don't believe so.
I don't think so. Just being out here. Well, sometimes, it's fun to let the combo player go off. He's playing really fast. We've got plenty of time on the clock. Landon
Yep.
could just be getting more information about how Gordon's playing.
Yep.
Landon, we can't We can't see. It says going for the blank win here.
Going for
Just
the...
shift it to your left. Shift it to your left. Oh, he's not listening. God, guys. I mean, I can keep. We can play by play this. So the guy's cradle just got sacked because of the legendary rule. That was Green Sun Zenith for 0, maybe, or is Green Sun Zenith for 1,000,000, shuffling in, and here we go, Craterhoof Behemoth.
All right. Is that what he got?
Wirewood Symbiote. Yeah, and then swinging in for a bunch.
All
Landed
right.
Scapes.
So what I was going to
So
say
much
before...
stuff is happening, Island Delver Go. Yeah.
What I was going to say before is being on the play. Being
Mm.
on the play might be super important here. If Landon is able to go Soul Land Chalice on turn 1,
Mm-hmm.
could be great. And could lead to a game 3 victory here.
Yeah,
Let's
for
see.
sure. And my good name, good point. Green Sun Zenith shuffles back in so you can't deck yourself. Ridiculous.
Should they ban Green Sun Zenith in Tribal Wars? Should they ban Natural Order?
No, I don't think so. Actually, we have low-key purchased for Green Sun Zenith in the hopes that it gets unbanned in Modern.
Ooh.
We'll
The
see.
specs coming in.
Yeah, we don't spec that often, but we did spec on this card.
I mean, that's not even really a spec. It's just like a timed, like, can't think of the word, but like you're gonna play with them, but it's on a timer. it's like on a suspend.
Right, yeah. We're just waiting. Yeah, it's just on the suspend.
Side Norna, thanks for the sub.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Today's storm count is 2. Very nice.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
Modern and earlier is not, well, Modern through Historic. So Modern, Pioneer, and Historic are currently, in my opinion, not super fun to play because of the prevalence of Uro. So hopefully they'll shake things up and bump the power level up and unban a few things because I think most people are upset. I don't know if you talked about the unbanning of Uro or the banning of Uro.
I have not
today.
mentioned it. I have not mentioned it. Well, what? So
But-
you're thinking that they should unban things to make Uro weaker? Is that what you're saying?
Perhaps, and I'll explain. So my thought is they're making these, and I saw other people saying this as well, so I'm not crazy, but they're making these super powerful cards, which I like that they're making super powerful cards and pushing the envelope, and that's something that I want the designers to do. However, they're making them really uneven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uro is uneven, Oko is unanswerable, and it's all on the Simic side of the pie. I just wish there was more balance. Because Uro doesn't need to get banned if there's something that is in the set to balance him, and there just isn't.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. There's someone could write a book about this whole situation probably. I guess I'm trying to think of my shortest take possible. They're clearly
Right.
making cards that are powerful, and I think they're trying
Right.
to make right now a time in Magic's history that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people will think, "Wow, remember how crazy Magic was in 2019?"
Sure.
And
Right.
fondly
world
remember Oko, and you know what I mean, the same way people do about what's some super messed up card from the early days, like Black Lotus and all that stuff.
We talk about Eldrazi Winter, right? Also.
Yeah. So they're kind of like, I guess this is just a guess, but they're kind of trying to make a miserable period that we go through today for a fun time later, in a way, at least as far as like your memories. But yeah, I think if they had like Mardu color high powered cards to match Uro's power level, it wouldn't feel as bad. And I think that's the point you're making.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. And I love Mardu. Like, that's kind of my default 2 colors that I play with.
Okay.
So it hurts. I know
Okay.
Winota is great, and that's but then they got rid of it in Historic, I think. So we're still resolving mulligans. Cool.
So if they made a Planeswalker card that's a Cathrine Planeswalker card and a Secret Lair,
It would be
and
Rakdos,
it would be
actually,
Rakdos.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are the two by far most common colors I play with across all my decks in all my different formats. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, you're dropping white, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm not a white player. We do have a white player in our, a white, green, blue, like a Bant player in our meta, so it kind of evens me out.
You mean like in your play group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So Landon really aggressively dismembered the,
Yep.
which one is that guy?
That is Findorn Elves. Findorn Elves.
That's right.
Pendlehaven comes out, and
Nice.
Llanowar Elves. Cool.
Landon's got a great start with Eye of Ugin Eldrazi Temple. See if he can follow up with a Thought Knot Seer or even, a turn 3 Reality Smasher. Would feel great.
I want to
This
see
is 6
Chalice.
mana.
Endbringer.
Endbringer, turn 3 Endbringer.
That's pretty good too. That's pretty good.
That's going to be able to ping a lot of those little elves. I'm not sure.
Pendlehaven will save
Gordon-
some, but yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yep.
Endbringer does on tap though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have a
Alright,
result.
okay.
Constructs beat humans. So Constructs is 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And Jesse beat Knights. So Elves beat Knights. This is the last match in progress.
Yeah. Okay.
So we didn't miss much there.
Yeah, that seemed, unfortunately, pretty one-sided.
Yeah.
Oh, is that... I've totally altered that card. What is that elf that just got played? I guess I could just bring up his list. And I would know.
Which one? Bursula Rangers and then Courier Ranger came down?
Oh, I must be Carrion Ranger.
Courier Ranger is that return a forest, untap a creature. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Oh no, it's the Birch Lore. That's the one.
Okay.
I don't see that often. Mhm. Another glimpse of nature.
Wow. See, this is why Chalice is the key card in this matchup. Like, Jay Winter saying, does Elves lose to
for
anything?
sure.
We may see an Elves versus Elves finals here. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Jay, I feel the same way.
All right.
All right,
Two
Elves.
glimpses.
What are we doing?
Two glimpses. Landon wishing he had a Chalice on one. I know
Is
I
it
would
worth
be.
it to mull to Chalice? It's tough when you're on the play and you feel like you could come out really strong, especially if you're looking at this Endbringer in hand that you can play on turn 3. I'd be really tempted to keep it, but I do totally understand. Mulling to Chalice is really tempting. on
He
the
might
play.
have tried to. It looked like there were quite a few mulligans there, right?
Mm-hmm. It
And
did.
I see an indicator on Landon's board of a 2 and a 1. So it looks like Landon went to 5 and
oh, yeah.
sorry, there's so many people. Gordon went to 6. So yeah. Is Gordon playing
So Phil
Rex
Nguyen
Age? Yeah.
feels that you can completely get out over a Chalice.
Sorry, what
Yeah.
was
Sorry, I read that super slowly.
that? Oh, okay.
But Phil Nguyen says Elves doesn't lose anything against Chalice.
Oh. Well, the card that someone mentioned in chat earlier that I included in my Birds deck, which I'll play at some point tonight. Force of Despair.
Looking forward to it.
Force of Despair ruins what Gordon's trying to do right now. You drop
Right.
your 19 elves and then you Crater Hoof and I Force of Despair you. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thanks, Phil.
Yes. Elves does not lose anything when being ported to Tribal Wars. But it does lose like cards like Force of Despair are clearly ruin this deck. Just destroy it.
Yep.
And so far the pairings have favored elves tonight, I think.
Indeed. So maybe in Tribal Wars, for the sake of allowing other tribes, elves may need to be nerfed. But it looks like Gordon Green Sun for 0 got a Dryad Arbor and passed. Back to Landon, who's got an untapped, ready to tap Endbringer. So
Yep.
what am I targeting first with the Endbringer? Probably the Wirewood Symbiote. Yep, and that's what he goes for as well.
Yeah, you kind of have to there because it could just save any other elf.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you see that Pendelhaven tapped, it's time. Yes, and Dryad Arbor played up with the creatures. That's where it belongs.
That is where it belongs, technically. We'll give Gordon a DQ for that.
Just for the moment. Mm-hmm.
We'll tell him afterwards. Can't speak to him right now. Oh, Wasteland. Okay, did not expect that.
Wasteland. So, are you wastelanding the Pendelhaven or the Dryad Arbor?
I think Pendelhaven. Yeah,
Pendelhaven. Mm-hmm.
Pendelhaven prevents Endbringer from being as dangerous. So, I think that has to get shot down.
Mm-hmm. Phil in the win. I love that you played Cursed Totem just for elves. It's perfect. I've totally played it in the Eldrazi sideboard before as well. Which is not a super cheap card. I was like, what is this garbage card and why is it expensive? Alright, back to Gordon. Oh, Gaia's Cradle. It hurts.
Yeah.
Elvish Visionary.
3 mana floating. At least. Ugh, Natural Order.
Oh man. So Natural Order can go for... Oh, that looks like landed.
Yeah,
skipping.
that's
Yep.
GG's. All right. We're not able to talk to the players right now, so no post-game interview, unfortunately. But Elves beats Eldrazi. Revenge for last Tribal Wars.
Yeah.
The finals. The finals are, and this is very exciting, Elves versus Elves in the finals.
Yeah. I really feel like I should tap on my friend Jim, who's an Elves aficionado, to know what the mirror match is like.
Do you have them available?
I am looking to see if he is. What do you think of the Elves mirror match in Legacy? I will ask him in chat. He is
Please
green
do.
on Discord.
Please do. All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to have the finals of this tournament. Plenty more Magic to go. It's only 9:30 Eastern, so we're only 90 minutes in. We've already played 2 rounds.
Yeah, no sideboards.
And no sideboards makes things run super quickly. We should just make all formats no sideboards from now on.
Oh man,
All right.
that's a whole nother talk. What is best of one or no sideboards due to a format?
Oh yeah, best of one. Oh my goodness. We should have just made tonight best of one just to
Oh god.
tilt everyone. All right. All right. Stay with us, everybody. We're gonna take a quick break.
Hey there.
So we're in the finals of Tribal Wars. Very exciting, fast-paced format with no sideboarding. Elves versus Elves. Make your prediction here. Which tribe is going to take it down?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go for the Allosaurus Shepherd list because I think that card is outrageously broken. So I'm going for Gordon.
Okay. So you've chosen your favorite. Kate Feld in the chat, wherever she is going to be very upset.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let the players know they can start. You can start
Yeah,
whenever
we're
you're ready. Good luck.
basically- We're looking at neither player can disrupt each other, so they're going to be left to their own devices to just see who can win first. Usually, we're looking at a turn 3 is when elves can go off pretty consistently, I feel like. So if somebody stumbles, obviously, that's going to be a big deal. but we're going to look at this die roll pretty carefully since we can't sideboard.
Yeah, no sideboarding. So this might turn into one of my tangents, but these Elves decks, like some of the decks we saw earlier, don't really have any way to interact with creatures as much as some of the other decks that were registered tonight. Now, they broke through. They beat decks that had a lot of interaction. That's a whole story for another day. What cards are too good in this format, what tribes are overpowered, whatever. But as we were talking about the previous round, cards like Force of Despair and Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt, these cards may be underutilized tonight to prevent decks from Elves from dominating.
Sure. Agreed.
For example, if I have Force of Despair in hand and you're Elves, you can't chain glimpses into 19 Elves and put Greater Hoof on the board. You just get blown out. So we're going to see in some after hours matches how things go as I try to pair up some bad matchups for Elves. I'll try.
Yeah. Well, Gordon's on the play, and Gordon's deck also has Assassin's Trophy, which could be also another important card in this matchup.
Yeah. So does, what am I get the names right? Gordon have more removal than Jesse? Jesse has, Cardboard Live is not correct. Sorry, everybody. I'll update it now.
Jesse has, as far as I can tell, a big fat nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah, Jesse has almost no removal. Updated Cardboard Live now. Those of you that have been clicking on it and seeing the wrong deck. What are you gonna say?
To be fair, Gordon only has 2 Assassin's Trophies, and that Bayou looks sus. I don't know. Guys, Cradle tapping for 2. Wirewood Symbiote.
So Gordon was on the play, right? So we spoke to the players before the round started, and they said this is a die roll matchup. You did extensive research between rounds and also concluded that this is a die roll matchup.
Yes. Yeah, my friend who plays Elves in Legacy says he actually has a whole sideboard plan in Legacy to play the mirror, which includes bringing in Thoughtseize. And yeah. So he just brings in Thoughtseize specifically for playing the mirror. So he can maybe break the die roll.
I see what you're saying. So you think Thoughtseize taking a key card like Natural Order or something out of the hand is what wins the mirror match after sideboarding?
Yeah, that's what he's arguing. Okay. Because all it takes is a stumble for you to be able to pull ahead if you're on the draw.
Kate's saying Gordon does that as well to win Elves mirrors. Okay.
Okay. All right, we got a crop rotation on the guy's Cradle. What are we getting over on Jesse's side? Another guy's Cradle. Maybe trying to get some more mana then?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong board. I'm confusing the boards now. It's getting bad. Okay. So, a crop rotation. I see what you're saying. Okay. Crop rotation, guy's Cradle.
Guy's Cradle for 2. Or, Greensun Zenith looks like X equals 1.
Right.
Oh, sorry. X equals 2 because Dryad Arbor counts. And that looks like a Wirewood Symbiote.
Oh, X was 1 with the mana floating now. Okay.
Because Dryad Arbor should be up with the creatures.
Oh, yeah. Let's correct that now.
Into an Elvish Visionary. No more mana floating.
Jesse, can you just move your Dryad Arbor up with the creatures? Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Makes it easier for us to keep track of, right?
Back over to Gordon. I'm getting a little pixelated, but it looks like we've got a Green Sun Zenith X equals...
It looks like for 0. Just tap
0.
1 the Bayou. Yep. Dryad
Yep.
Arbor comes down. Taps for 4
Dryad
mana.
Arbor, X equals 4. Sacking the... Okay. Craterhoof Behemoth, overrunning for +4/+4. It's not lethal.
It looks like it's getting the scoop, though. So Gordon
it's
takes
getting
game 1.
Okay. Is it lethal and I'm not counting?
It was 4, 8. It might have been lethal. Were there 5 creatures?
It was lethal? Okay.
Oh, okay, it was. Okay.
Oh, there were 5 creatures. Okay.
Yeah. Because they each get. Yeah. Oh, it's for 20. Okay. Whatever.
24. You think it's 20? It was so fast.
Yeah.
I can't do elves math that fast.
And my eyes were on Jesse's board as he was clearing up cards, so I didn't count again how many creatures were on the
Okay,
board.
there were 4 creatures, but they all started at 1/1.
Gotcha. Thank you, chat. We could not do it without you. You were all very valuable. Right, Catherine?
All right. Yeah, for sure. Love chat. And that means Gordon was able to win on the play.
That's true. So maybe this is a die roll matchup. We'll see if Jesse wins now on the play.
Yeah, we're thinking that Elves is probably the best deck in the format because it is the closest to its legacy counterpart.
Yep. And again, not to repeat myself from like 10 minutes ago, but cards like Force of Despair, Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt, especially Force of Despair, because it very, very much disrupts what Elves is trying to do.
Mhm.
Maybe underutilized tonight. There weren't a lot of decks running these cards, so Elves kind of ran away with it.
Yeah.
Like if
Devin-
Knights was running it, Knights might have had a
Right.
shot. Knights has a lot of black cards.
Mhm.
What other black decks were there? That might have been it.
No goblins tonight. I don't know if goblins was running black.
Oh, Strifo missed our response. So basically,
That
yeah.
is still running. Hold on.
Oh, for you?
And- Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Weird. I did not do that.
Oh, interesting.
Elves.
Yeah.
Elves. Elves walked all over everybody tonight. But what I was saying before was cards like Force of Despair were underutilized tonight. We didn't see Is It Static Casters tonight. We didn't see Force of Despairs. All the cards that we were talking about way earlier in the stream that blow out Elves. We didn't see a lot tonight. So like Elves beat Knights, a mono black list, but the mono black list should have been running Force of Despair maybe to blow out the Elf strategy.
Yeah. So Jesse kept his hand on the play, but it was a Dryad Arbor hand, and I wonder if that is a stronger or weaker start
Um,
to have Dryad Arbor as your land for turn 1.
Seems like a weak start. I don't
Followed
play
up
much
by
Elves
Nettle
though.
Sentinel, Guy's Cradle tapping for 2. Yeah. Force of Despair is a serious card in Tribal Wars.
Force of Despair, I would argue, Force of Despair is better in this format than Force of Will is in regular Legacy. It's ridiculously good in this
Yeah.
format. And
Yeah.
it was not played much tonight at all.
Mhm.
Among other cards, I have a whole list of cards that I think are really good in this format, but are kind of overlooked by our group.
You should put them on the ban list, so people will be gravitating towards them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Make people think about
Like,
them.
hey, here are hot cards, hot takes.
Yeah. I'm hoping people find them too. I'll give you an example of another card that I didn't include in my deck tonight that I had my eye on. It's a 5 mana card. Extinction. Choose a creature type. Black and a 4. Sorcery. Choose a creature type. All creatures of that type die.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Nobody ran it tonight.
Yeah.
Outbreak.
Well, Jesse has really been able to elf ball up. We had the Guy's Cradle get us a Kyrian Ranger Nettle Sentinel into Glimpse of Nature and now a Wirewood Symbiote. Drawing a card. So And Outbreak is another one. You may
Yeah,
discard
I
a
just shouted
swamp.
Outbreak in the chat.
Oh,
Discard a swamp. Oh, I'm sorry. You were going to read it. I didn't mean to cut you
yeah.
off.
No, you're good.
Discard a swamp rather than
Anything
pay
that
its
can be
cost.
free.
Choose a creature type. All creatures of that type get -1/-1 until end of turn. It's a
Mhm.
sorcery, but that is a blowout against elves.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
good.
Jay pointed out Pyroclasm. Pyroclasm is a Pauper All-Star,
Yep.
and for sure, definitely a type of a card that could be seen more in
Mhm.
Tribal Wars.
Yep.
All right, into a Heritage Druid. Draw a card. And we've got... And it looks like that's a pass. Back over to Gordon. See if he can have a bit of a build-up turn as well. Starting off with Kyrian Ranger.
Yep.
And a
That's
pass.
not going to do it.
So let's see. Jesse is going to have access to 6 mana plus the Heritage Druid. So you can go up to 8. So if he just has the Crater of Behemoth in hand, that would be a thing.
Yeah. Kate says she's
Or
sad
maybe
that
he's
there
not
were no
passing.
goblins or mono red prison. What would be a good tribe, Cathrine, for mono red prison in this format, you think?
Well, what is Magus of the Moon?
It is a human wizard, I believe. I think.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was
well
right.
done.
Wow. Yeah, no goblins tonight. Goblins was in our last Tribal War stream, but nobody ran them tonight.
Feels like you could do Mono Red Prison maybe with wizards?
Oh, she's saying
How
mono
many
red
wizards?
prison with goblins. Oh, I misread
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. There's also a mono red prison deck that exists that I think runs Winota.
Warrior? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Side Norner one step ahead of me.
Okay. Got it. Human Warrior.
That could be sweet. But then it's not mono red, but it's kind of cool. And that's like an existing deck.
Ooh,
All right,
there we
natural
go.
order on Jesse's side now.
Yep. Rex Sage into Natural Order, and then there's a scoop. Going back to Gordon for game 3. Jesse had a great turn 2 also.
He did. Oh, this is game 3, not game 1. What am I doing?
They're so fast.
Yeah. These no sideboard games. By the way, Kate's watching right now. I have in mind having you on to play next Monday. So let me know if you want to play next Monday. We might have a stasis deck on next Monday because Kate is a stasis enthusiast.
I love the art on that card, so I want to see more of it.
All right. Kate says she's in. Very nice. I'm going to put that on my notes. All right. So game 3, Gordon on the play. Are we thinking Gordon just wins here?
That's certainly what it looks like, doesn't it? I mean, you could always stumble. It looks like turn 2 is a really important turn, of course. But, yeah.
Some people in chat are surprised that people are stasis enthusiasts, and some people are saying that they are stasis enthusiasts. Yeah. Where do you stand, Cathrine? Are you a stasis hater or lover?
Well,
you said you love the art.
I love the art, and I do love the idea of prison mechanics, for sure. I mean, I've been known to proxy up lantern control, so I get it, and I like it.
I dig it.
I think it's so hard to get those cards. It's just a challenging archetype. You got to see so many different cards in the right order, or else it stumbles. But I really love it when it goes off. It's very rewarding.
By the way, this is so off topic, but did you get a new chair Like a gaming chair?
I did get a new chair.
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah,
noticed it just now because I looked over at your screen, which is off to my right.
it's
Uh,
amazing.
it looks really comfy.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Is it like
I did actually.
is it like a pillowy material or what is it made out of? What does it feel like?
It is not faux leather or anything like that because I don't like it. I could see how people who run warm wouldn't like it because it is very like warm and cozy, but that's why I love it. It's
Okay.
Secret Labs. It's a knit. Nope, it's woven
Okay.
fabric, and it has so many different things you can adjust on it. It has lumbar. It has 4D armrests. It's amazing. I'm so happy.
I dig it. I dig it. I got to get one. I'm still using like an office chair, and I'm like falling off of this thing
Yeah,
while I'm streaming. I gotta
yeah.
fix that.
Teaching, working from home, it was just not working. I was getting really pain in my hip flexors
Hmm.
from the way my chair was. So this one allows me to sit up at more of a 90-degree angle, and now I don't get that pain in my hip flexors. It's amazing.
These are old people
Would
problems. These
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, everyone.
there's some
I
like
have to like
19
go
year
for
olds.
walks, you know.
There's some 19-year-olds watching right now. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just messing with you.
No, it's 100% true. Noticeably, Jesse is leading off with a Dryad Arbor again, but he is on the play, so we'll see how this affects him this time.
Oh, Kate, I missed your message. What format for Monday? DM me what formats you play, and I'll put them in our weekly poll.
And then following up with the Kyrian Ranger. Well, on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, I do a deck of the week, and I'm actually going to do vintage.
Uh-oh.
And it looks like I'm going to be playing like a Hollow Vine shenanigans. I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to losing a lot, but looking forward to playing through a vintage league on Wednesday.
Nice. I'm going to try to watch it.
We'll see what vintage is up to. Kyrian Ranger into Kyrian Ranger. What is the model number of this chair? It says 2020 on it, but that might just be the year it was made. It. I realize that now because I think Landon has the same chair, but I can look it up. Secret Lab.
I'm on the market for a chair, folks. I'm on the market for a chair. Share your chair recommendations in the chat.
Oh, it is a Titan. It is a Secret Lab Titan. It is not the XL. I did not need the XL.
Wow. So, Jesse floating mana for some reason. The Dryad Arbor in the wrong spot for some reason.
There you go. It's an investment. It's the most expensive chair I've ever owned. By a country mile.
Nice.
Back to the game.
Jesse, can you just move your Dryad Arbor up again? Thank you.
Thank you. Wirewood Symbiote untapping the Dryad Arbor. Why? Oh, okay. I'm caught up.
Dryad Arbor swinging here or tapping for mana? Is it brand new? Oh, no, it's not brand new. Okay. Korean Ranger.
Not brand new. Kyrian Ranger. We're drawing off a Glimpse of Nature. Now, it looks to me, as an Elves novice, that Gordon had a good turn too. So we'll see if he
It looks
can
like
go
they
off
both
next
had
turn.
good turns, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dryad
Fetching for
Arbor
a Dryad
comes out.
Arbor. To me, that means he has Gaia's Cradle in hand, and he's also revealing. What is that under there? Is that a Nature's Claim? Or, yeah, Natural Order?
It looks like we
Yeah.
already saw a scoop.
Yep.
Okay.
So his remaining cards in hand were Gaia's Cradle, Natural Order. He'll be able to make a bunch of mana with Gaia's Cradle, sack a Dryad Arbor to Natural Order, come in with a Craterhoof Behemoth, and win.
Yep, let's see if the other match is still going on. I'm going to check that now. Knights versus Constructs. It is still going on. So
Excellent.
congrats to Gordon Felstead. Unfortunately, we won't get a chance to chat with him right now. But Elves took it down, as we knew it was going to happen because there were only 2 decks still playing, and both of them were Elves.
Mhm.
All right, so this is Knights versus Constructs, which is a treat. And
So it looks like Constructs is relying on the kind of synergies you get in an affinity deck.
Exactly. Yeah, this is kind of like Affinity, Steel Stompy-ish kind of deck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what cards are in here that are unique to this build. I'm going to update Cardboard Live now.
Mm-hmm. I imagine Metallic Mimic perhaps does not often make it into the Steel Stompy deck. I know it does many times, but not always. And we're coming in as Greg is swinging in with a Walking Ballista and a Memnite.
Oh,
And looks like he's swinging in for the win. And we'll see how many games we have left.
yeah. I'm not sure if that's match. Let's see. Yes, that is Phil Blackman. Sorry, Chad. I'm neglecting you at the moment. Catherine, you could go ahead and answer questions in chat as I update the overlay here and try to find out from the players.
Coda, I'm not familiar with Wizard Shift.
Oh, that was the Paradigm
would love-
Shift Thassa's Oracle deck someone asked about earlier.
Oh, okay. Got it.
No, nobody played that tonight, unfortunately. It looks like they're shuffling up for another game.
Maybe.
Let's see. Nope. It looks like Greg 1-2-0. Okay.
Does that mean we get to see birds? Really excited
We
for this
will
birds.
see birds. Let me see when. Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to have a match, but it's to be determined what it will be, but it will be against Jesse Ma with Elves. So stay with us, everybody. Stay with us. What's up, everybody? We are back for round 4. Cathrine is here. What's up, Cathrine?
Hey there.
So I'm kind of excited now because we're in the after hours zone of things. Gordon Felstead with Elves took the whole thing down. The tournament part is over. Now we get to experiment. Elves versus Constructs. We were talking about during the previous round, which was Elves versus Elves, how we didn't see Elves get kind of hated on tonight, so to speak. How do you feel this one will go?
Well, like you said, the Constructs deck can totally hate on creatures. So this will be good.
Yeah, in one of our matches from last time, Elves was against Constructs, I believe, and I might be misremembering the matchup, but Walking Ballista murdered a whole bunch of Elves. There's a lot in here that could go wrong for Elves, unlike the matches we saw previous rounds.
Yeah. I mean, namely, Constructs has 4 of Chalice of the Void, 2 Dismember, just to start things off.
Right, exactly. And just to answer a quick question in chat, no sideboards in Tribal Wars. This avoids a whole bunch of problems. But Fae of Wishes does allow you to have a sideboard. Let me clarify what I'm saying. There's no sideboarding, but you can have a sideboard. That's the rule. There's no sideboarding between games, but you can have a sideboard, so you can have a wish board, you can have a companion, etc. That's a better way to explain it. All right, I'm gonna let players know they can start.
Sure thing. Mentioning fairies reminded me that I really wanted blue-black fairies to be good in Modern for a long time, and I know there was that Japanese player, I can't remember his name right now, who pioneered that deck in Modern.
Right.
And I wonder if blue-black fairies could find a home in Tribal Wars.
Yeah, I tried brewing a deck. I didn't finish it. But there are some really cool things you could do with fairies in Tribal Wars. That is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
See, Techno Mage in the chat right now saying Wizards would destroy this field. We did see Wizards tonight, and it got rocked by Knights, right?
It did.
There's a lot of you know, just like regular Legacy, there's that kind of cycle of the ecosystem, right, where different fish are eating other fish. Same here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Constructs starting off with Ancient Tomb into Metallic Mimic, into Memnite with a counter coming down, and a Walking Ballista with a counter coming down.
Yeah, Walking Ballista cast for free. I like it. So now Jesse needs to be very careful.
Yeah, because the Allosaurus Shepherd, while it can't be countered, can be totally pinged.
Yeah.
By the Walking Ballista. This Wirewood Symbiote would probably be a valid target as well. And I guess you have to wonder, if you're on Greg's side of the board, if this is baiting you into going for the Wirewood Symbiote. But it is that good.
Yep. Cardboard Live is updated right now, by the way. It was not when the round started, but you can view Cardboard Live now. So, by the way, really cool that this deck utilizes Karn Scion of Urza. It's a card that kind of fallen out of favor with Legacy players, but it's a cool card.
Yeah. I was briefly running it in the sideboard of my Eldrazi deck when things got stalled out. It's great.
Yep, agreed. Jesse now at 19, it looks like. Yeah.
Back over to Greg, starting with a Blast Zone. That's not a construct, so it doesn't come down with an extra counter.
Right. We can errata it.
Yeah. It's a land dash construct. Construct tribal or whatever it is that Alistus says.
Oh, tribal land dash construct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the errata. Everyone congratulate Jebediah252 in the chat for taking it down tonight with Elves. Taking it down.
Very nice. Good games.
GG's. Now everybody hoping to see Elves get wiped.
Arcbound Ravager.
It looks like this is already getting ugly, right?
Yeah. Swinging in, putting the pressure on. Now, Memnite, I think, is a somewhat interesting addition because it doesn't have modular, but I guess it is that free creature, which it desperately needs.
Yeah, and with the Metallic Mimic, gets that bonus. I like that. It's funny, since the first Tribal War stream we did, we unbanned a bunch of cards, actually, for tonight's stream, and none of them were seen. So our ban list was just way too overreaching our first time around.
Okay. Which
is interesting. Maybe we'll do more unbans. Unban Jitte? Should we unban Jitte in this format? Does anybody care?
It's probably fine to leave Jit on the ban list. And definitely Plague Engineer and Engineered Plague can go on the ban list.
What about Moat? Should we unban Moat?
Well, Enchantment Destruction is notoriously tricky. But I mean, if I'm playing Eldrazi and I see a Moat, I'm like, I mean, I have Blast Zone and Ratchet Bomb, I guess. It's one of those cards that I find stalls the game. That doesn't necessarily have its controller in a position where it's going to win very quickly. They just tend to drag on a little bit.
Right.
So I'm not a fan of Moat. That said, Moat is in my cube.
Sure. Jitte is too good.
Oh, Humility? No. We do not need Humility. Is that banned? I hope that's banned.
Humility is not banned in this format, but it seems like nobody has decided to play it yet.
No one's that mean, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it, but it just seemed a bit slow.
Owl's Dust is OP? Maybe. But it does cost 7 mana.
It does cost 7 mana, that's true. Didn't do much to good tonight.
Nah.
So, chat, and this has happened multiple times tonight, saying we should allow sideboards. I think sideboards, for many reasons, would be bad for this format. But if you have 20 creatures in your deck that share a creature type, and you sideboard 15 of them out and bring in 15 non-creature cards, are we still playing Tribal Wars? Or are we playing something else? That's one thing. Number two, I found... Now, hear me out, people. I found the Tribal Wars cabal. Or they found me. There is a whole scene of Tribal Wars players around the world on Discord that play Tribal Wars all day of all different formats. This is what they do. And they found me, and I spoke to them. And for many reasons, sideboards will remain not legal in this format. There are a lot of stupid cards that would be really unfun in this format. There's a white spell that says Destroy All Goblins. Just stupid cards exist. I think we're going to leave it as it is.
I think that, and now who knows, this Discord could have a very established, known meta, but in general, I think that if you're still kind of an unknown format, I just think of when I start practicing decks, and when I practice a deck to learn it, I don't sideboard for a while. Maybe that's wrong. That's like a separate issue. But I'm for no sideboards. And I don't know, Force of Fill, if if you always have to have those 20 creatures present, maybe.
Yeah. This is also Legacy, too. And I think, we're only having 8 players join these mini tournaments we're having. This is not a Grand Prix, right, where we get, like, a lot of data about how matchups look and all that. But I think the brewing challenge of it is really fun. Sideboarding makes it tougher, for sure. But I just like how casual it feels, It's just like you're just jamming games. It's like playing with pre-constructed decks.
Right.
I like that part of it. And
so it looks like
the
the constructs have been able to take out a good number of elves. Like, that is a hefty graveyard over there for Jesse.
It's quite a
But
pile.
nonetheless, Elves is still looking at, Wirewood Symbiote, 2 Nettle Sentinels, and a Kyrian Ranger on the field, as well as a Gaia's Cradle. Feels like they could go off at any time. That Blast Zone, maybe it just got sacked for 1. Yeah, oh baby. There, never mind.
All right, Constructs gets game 1. And this is what we were talking about. Oh, no, he didn't scoop.
Jesse's going to scoop.
No, he
He's
didn't
got
scoop. Sorry.
a lot of mana to play with. I don't know how many cards he has in hand at this point. Probably not very many.
And maybe when I'm feeling generous one day, I'll share all this whole PDF. This thing is insane. It's like 40 pages that these Tribal Wars people made about the rules of Tribal Wars.
Oh,
for now, I'm keeping it clutch, but they have a lot of data from Tribal Wars formats of past, and reasons why sideboards should be tried, not tried, cards that should be banned, not banned. Their ban list actually is way more cards than ours. They banned Wasteland, they banned Force of Will, they banned so much stuff. So who the hell knows? So sideboards will remain disabled for Tribal Wars until further notice.
Katra, I believe there is a form you fill out on the 90s MTG website, if I am not mistaken, in terms of joining as a competitor.
There is. 90smtg.com/play is the link. 90smtg.com/play. I'll share it in the chat. There it is in the chat. And I wrote it correctly. Very nice.
Oh, okay. So Scrap Heap Scrounger is a card that people keep wanting me to take out of my cube, but I'm not. Can't block. 1 and a black. Exile another creature card from your graveyard. Return Scrap Heap Scrounger from the graveyard to your battlefield. So it's an undercosted creature with a downside. I just love this card. It's staying in the cube, people who are fighting me on this one. It's
Scrap
taking up
Heaps-
a slot in the black.
Oh,
why.
it's taking it. Yeah.
I count it as a black card.
I think you should put it just like as the 366th card or whatever. No, 361st card. First card.
61st. Yeah.
I was thinking of days of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just stick it in there. You
Yeah.
know what you
But
do?
with
You know
two
what you do?
counters on it, it's great.
Put
Mhm.
4 Scrap Heap Scroungers in the cube now. Next time you
Yeah.
guys gonna draft.
Gonna draft it, you guys. It's good, I swear.
You want me to take my pet card out? Now there's 4 of them. That's what I would do. Show them.
Mhm.
All right, we're still actually in game 1. The score is incorrect.
Yeah. We've got some beefy constructs with plenty of counters on.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, Jesse was able to rebuild with an Allosaurus Shepherd, Nettle Sentinel, and Heritage Druid, as well as having a Gaia's Cradle. So again, he's threatening to go off, I think, next turn. So it depends on how much Greg wants to push in, and he's going to go in with 3. Maybe leaving
Yeah.
that Steel Overseer or back to tap
Yeah, Jesse's at
after before
6.
blocks.
So this is
Oh, Jesse's at 6. Oh, never
this
mind.
is a dangerous attack.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here. Now that you've seen a few rounds of Tribal Wars, do you feel like Merfolk would be underpowered? Would it compete?
No, I think a tempo control deck could probably do well in this format. It would probably feel pretty similar to Wizards, though. Though if I'm playing a mono blue deck, it is tempting just to run those Force of Wills, Force of Negations. And that would certainly change things, I think.
Yeah. Or you could try. Would it make sense to try blue-green Merfolk? Throw an Oko in there.
I'm like staunchly anti blue-green Merfolk.
Really?
Because, I don't know. I had a bad experience, I guess, more than anything. I know that people are winning with the blue-green Merfolk deck. I think it's because I want Merfolk to be a tempo tribal control deck. And if you switch to green, it becomes more aggressive, and that's just not the deck I love.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that said, Oko is a good card. That's true. You can force Island Walk with Spreading Seas and Seas Claim.
Right.
Looks like Nettle Sentinel is going to get in front of the Scrap Heap Scrounger. And
It looks like Jesse went to 3. Is that right?
I cannot quite see that die on my screen. But yes, it looks like we are 3 and 3.
They're
And it's
both at
following
3?
up by us.
Oh, they're both at 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
My
Ancient Tomb
totals
is a
got
heavy
all mixed
cost.
up here. Oh, Ancient I probably missed a few Ancient Tomb activations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scrap Trawler, that's another card when it shot up because of the modern deck with KCI. Oh my goodness. That was miserable.
Okay. So it looks like Construct's got it.
Mhm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
Right. No, Phil, I agree. So if you go for Mono Blue Merfolk, you get to play Permission, and combo is hard to interact with in, I think you mean Tribal? Or in Trial? I guess I don't fully understand. I'm sorry. But I think Merfolk would be a paradigm shift for the format. Yeah. I still own all my Merfolk cards, even though I am trying to sell them. It's very altered out, so I've been trying to sell them on Etsy.
Okay.
Nobody wants them.
Chat saying Island Walk doesn't help as much here, but don't they turn their opponent's islands into lands into islands? Excuse me.
Yeah, so you could run Seas Claim and Spreading Seas.
Right.
And that is
right.
the main purpose of running those cards. Seas Claim is the 1-mana one that just turns something into an island. Spreading Seas is the 2-mana one that also draws you a card.
Yeah. I believe so. But chat seems to think Merfolk has turned into a paradigm shift deck. We were talking about that before.
Ah. Yeah. Probably.
I mean, does Cavern of Souls in Tribal Wars is toxic. It nets mana while blinking all counter magic. Yes, but I don't think counter magic is as great in this format. I mean, it's good, but
Yeah, that was a
just don't know if-
discussion Landon and I were having. We were trying to decide if we should actually cut, like I said, Cavern of Souls out of the Eldrazi deck, because in some cases it's actively bad.
Mhm.
Because we were looking at the previous games you guys have played, and there's very little counter magic coming around. But I wonder if that just means there's an opportunity for a counter magic deck to appear and be oppressive. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think it is possible. I did have some deck lists submitted by fans of the channel that were like heavy on counter magic and looked brutal to play against. I also saw some really nasty combo decks. I posted one of them on Twitter earlier today, Warriors, with
Yeah.
Infect and equipment. It was pretty
Oof.
sick.
Yeah.
I just feel like
So-
we're just scratching the surface with this format, and there's not a lot of
Absolutely.
data to ban anything right now.
Right. And Phil, I would agree with your assessment. Counter magic is worse when the format is playing heavily to the board. Especially since you're required to play 20 merfolk, you're not going to be, I feel like, have the opportunity to be super, super hard into counter magic. I mean, you can play 20, I guess, counter magic spells, but I think you need to enable Island Walk in the merfolk deck, so you're putting at least 4 slots to either Seas Claim or Spreading Seas, maybe up to 8. It's tough. It would be a tough one. Collector Oof, main board. What? It is ready to play against constructs. Just ban it. No.
I wonder why he decided to run Collector Oof. I guess for constructs.
Not even a merfolk.
Yeah, it's not even a merfolk.
I didn't even notice him sneaking in there.
But we're seeing, back to what I was saying before, we're seeing now a deck that could run. Does Jesse have Cavern of Souls? I believe he does.
I don't think merfolk, excuse me, elves. No.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Not,
He
and
doesn't.
I'm not sure it's a given. No, it is.
He does not have one.
Mm-mm.
But if he did, it would not matter at all in this matchup. And this is a bad matchup, I think, for
Correct.
Elves.
Boo.
Well, Elsaur Shepherd is now changing things, but still.
Sure. So Allosaurus Shepherd basically makes up for Cavern of Souls. And I'm not sure all Allosaurus Shepherd elves lists are running Cavern of Souls anymore. I could be totally wrong, but I could see the argument for not needing it if you have Allosaurus Shepherd, perhaps.
Yeah. Wow, Greg's down to 6 already? Did I miss something?
Cavern of Souls, man. Cavern of Souls. It hurts. And then also he's swinging in at him for a bunch. All right, that's it.
All right, going to game 3.
I mean, Collector Oof. There's no way.
Collector Oof looked really good there.
Mm-hmm.
So now, okay, obviously there's no sideboarding, but now Greg is on the play. Does turn 1 Chalice without a Allosaur Shepherd mean this game is over? I know we were talking about earlier that elves can fight through chalices, but
Yeah.
what do you think?
I don't think so, just because Allosaurus Shepherd is, there's a 4 of. You can top deck it, and that just completely turns off Chalice. Because, I mean, I don't think that Greg is going to win particularly quickly. Maybe I'm wrong. But I just don't think Chalice of the Void is that good against an Allosaurus Shepherd Elves deck anymore.
So there seems to be a lot of discussion in chat about both sideboards and banning different cards. What does everybody think sideboarding? How would sideboarding help this format? How would it help this format and make it better? I'm curious if anybody has ideas about that. Like, what specific cards?
Why wouldn't you just run, 14 odd board wipes?
Exactly, yeah. Or just, very specific, anti-tribe stuff. especially with such a small. This is not a Grand Prix, as I was saying before. This is 8 people who you can reasonably predict, especially because we know each other what we're playing. It just seems like it would be bad. It would be a train wreck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think this format has been broken in half. I feel like Elves again saw favorable matchups throughout tonight and took it down, but it could have gone many other ways.
So one thought is to do sideboard as the tribal cards only.
Okay, so like creatures that are your creature type can be in your sideboard. Yeah. All right. Metallic Mimic and a free Walking Ballista. I love that play.
Yes. This is the second time we've seen that. The first time it led Greg to a victory.
Yep. Walking Ballista is key here.
I think I could be totally convinced that the sideboard should be the tribal creature only. I'm not familiar enough with the depth of cards available to say, yes, those are going to be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like there could just be, you know, these are the 20 good creatures that I want to run. There's really nothing in the sideboard that I feel like I'm missing.
Yeah.
But that said, my Merfolk deck runs Merfolk in the sideboard.
A weird effect too of the no sideboards is much like Commander has no sideboards. It's unique to have to build a deck with no sideboard. Like it is a deck building challenge in itself.
Yeah.
And that makes it kind of interesting. Anyway.
All right, here we go. Another crop rotation into another Gaia's Cradle. Elvish Mystic and pass. Probably not what we were thinking we were going to do. That means there's no 1 mana spell, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Ignore me. Too many elves.
And we saw,
Right.
we didn't get to see the deck on stream tonight, unfortunately, but Brian Durkin, who was playing tonight, played humans, and it was a Rebels focus, humans kind of mid-range deck. It had Oko and Teferi and all the broken legacy cards, Brainstorm, Force of Will. And it 0-2 dropped. It 0-2 dropped, and it had it looked like a proper legacy deck, you know. It had counter magic. It had removal. I don't know. I'll have to ask him later how the matches went because we didn't get to see any. But and I don't know what matchups he played off the top of my head. But I think he played against Elves. I can share the deck in chat.
Yeah.
If anybody's curious. Sharing the humans deck in chat now.
You know, mid-range is always a challenge because you need all of your cards at all the time. And tuning those can be also really challenging. I really like the idea of playing Lavinia in a tribal deck. You know, like that would totally shut off Eldrazi in a lot of situations.
Dismember Allosaurus Shepherd. I like that. Jesse hates it. All right, Artbound Ravager eats a land, putting a bunch of counters on Walking Ballista, and Walking Ballista is going to wipe the board here.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, Greg notably has no lands anymore, but...
It still seems good. Still seems like the right play.
All right.
Another thing with this format is we're playing Tribal Wars once every 2 months at this point. You know, when our Twitch chat poll wants to try something different for a change. I want the ban list to be as short as possible. I mean, ideally, the ban list, the special ban list, should be like 3 cards for this format, because we had decks submitted multiple times already that accidentally included cards that were banned, and that's fine. But it's like, it's just way easier to remember. Oh no, I can't use JTA, I can't use Engineer Plague, and I can't use Plague Engineer, and everything else is fair game. You know,
Mhm.
just trying to make it easier for everybody. If you got to read a
Yeah, no.
17 card ban list when you're trying to brew your deck, it's just annoying.
Totally agree. That's the same thing they did with Pioneer at the beginning. They decided not to aggressively ban cards in the
Yeah.
name of, let's figure out what the meta is.
Yep.
Or let the meta figure itself out, I should say.
Exactly. I guess to sum all of this up, I don't feel like Elves is too good in this format. I think it can be beaten, and beaten badly, as we're witnessing right now, at least in games 1 and 3. What's happening here? I don't know. How do you feel about the Goblins versus Elves matchup, or Goblins versus Eldrazi? Do you think Goblins can beat those decks?
It all depends on Muxus, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Muxus has taken the Goblins deck to the next level. It's just a lot more aggressive, a lot more consistent now. And that new Sharpshooter, yeah, agreed. Giving the top, isn't that giving everyone the ability from the top card? Am I thinking of the wrong one?
I think
I'm thinking of
Jebediah
it.
in the chat is referring to Goblin Sharpshooter that pings a creature and then untaps when a creature dies.
In this specific format, that would be amazing. Yeah, Snoop.
Okay,
That's what I'm
Conspicuous
thinking
Snoop is the one you were thinking of, yeah.
of. Which I believe is only seeing format play in Historic right now.
I don't know. Is that so? I don't know.
It is definitely in the Historic Goblins deck, which is a very large part of the Historic meta right now.
Gotcha.
As well as some nonsense I can't even remember. Friend Jim was playing. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know how the Historic format has been affected by Omnath yet, because I haven't played much in the past week or so, but... Have you? Have you played Historic at all in the past 14 days?
I have not, but I watched Landon play Historic.
Is Omnath relevant?
I think so. I'm asking Landon what that deck was that Jim was playing, that he was like, it's dumb. Then again, Landon's currently playing Call of Duty, so he might not.
He said enough Magic for tonight.
Yeah.
He's all magicked out.
Oh, yeah. Naya Neoform is like the new Historic nonsense.
Really? Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It can go off incredibly early.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. This Metallic Mimic is getting in, but it's running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
It gets blocked
down
here.
To 8.
It goes blocked by
Blocked with the Dryad Arbor.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah, that's a very defensive play for the Elves as well.
Yeah, maybe Greg should not have been sacking everything to Ravager to wipe the board there. It was a little risky.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since he's still missing land drops.
Yeah, he is getting really unlucky with the land drops, though. His hand might be full of gas.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate.
Swinging in the Heritage Druid and probably the Sentinel. Oh, okay. Knocks Opal. Insult to injury there.
That's rough.
Pitching down to 7. Dryad Arbor. Oh, this feels like he might be going off then.
Yep. This would be pretty unfortunate for Greg if he loses this game after how it started.
Mm-hmm. Starting off with the Nettle Sentinel. Swinging. Right. Oh, just going in for some damage. Good old-fashioned damage. 7 to 7.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. Elves
Elves
gets there, surprisingly.
There.
Well, we saw some bad luck there, but Elves won again. I think we're going to have to see if Jesse wants to stick around for one more round against my Birds deck. If not, we'll figure something else out.